This night will never end. It's for you and me, baby. This night will never end. It's for you and me, baby. This night will never end. It's for you and me. It's for this night will never end. It's for you and me. It's for this night will never end. It's for this night. It's for this night will never end. It's for you and me, babe. This night will never end. It's for you and me, babe. This night will never end. It's for this night. It's for this night. It's for this night will never end. This night it's for you and me, babe. It's for you and me, babe. I like chatter, I like breeze.
Welcome to the B Sharp live chat of by and for private music instructors. If you teach a musical instrument, you are tuned into the right place. And we're glad you're here. We're your hosts, Johnny and Luda Bender. We are full-time private music instructors with a combined 40 years of music experience. We discuss the issues, challenges, and actionable items needed to make a full-time career in private music instruction and how to live comfortably doing it, working fewer hours while earning a six-figure salary. So sit back, grab a coffee or your drink of choice, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button right now. Before we continue, I'll give you 3 seconds to do it. 1, 2, 3. Subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much. The lady in red right over here. I appreciate that. Thank you. Sold to the highest bidder. And send us your super chats, and we'll answer them as soon as we figure out how to read them. You can ask us pretty much anything. We've been doing this a long time. We've been teaching private music a long time. We have gone through it all. We've gone through a lot. We went through something just this past week, too. We'll talk about it. This show is sponsored by the good people at MusicSoft, which is us, by the way. MusicSoft is academic scheduling and business management software created and designed specifically for private music instructors. You've probably found that after getting a handful of students, you're spending more time doing administrative work than actual teaching. You don't get paid to do administrative work. You don't get paid spending hours on the phone rescheduling with students. You don't get paid for chasing down clients for payment. We got the what did you make? What do you owe right now? Is it 3 lessons? Is it 5 lessons? I got to go to the shopping mall and get some food. I need some money from you. Yeah, that's all done when you register for MusicSoft. And you don't get paid to draw up semester-long contractual agreements with your students. These administrative items are draining your time. They're draining your bank account more so than you can even imagine. Musicians don't have bank accounts, by the way. They've got they have a tent that they live now. Time is your most valuable asset. You get paid to teach, and that's what MusicSoft allows you to do. So go to musicsoft.net, contact us. We'll give you a demonstration. After all, you don't employ a large administrative staff, so you need a system that does that tedious work for you. But the business management software systems are designed for big corporations with big budgets. We need some big budget music. Big budgets. Is that too loud? I can't tell. That should be okay. Maybe the volume, setting the levels. Joe, back there behind the glass. How are the levels? No, we don't have a Joe back there. Big budgets. Until now. Oh, I don't think I can use that. I'm going to get flagged for what's it called? Um, Copyrighted material. Finally, you, the copyrighted. Okay, yeah, we are definitely getting flagged now. Finally, you, the individual. I taught that to one of my students a couple of years ago. Finally, you, the individual private music instructor. I can't get through this. Uh, now have access to the powerful business suite of tools. You've heard this 1,000 times anyway. You probably have it memorized. Go to musicsoft.net. You have to call us. You have to contact us to get the software so that you can start earning the big bucks in your private music instruction business. I know you don't believe it can be done. It can be done. It's like buying a Porsche. It can be done. You get MusicSoft first, get your business up and running, and then you'll get the Porsche. Finally, you, the individual private music instructor, now have access to the powerful business suite of tools previously only available to big corporations with deep pockets. Where am I? Introducing MusicSoft, your private music instructor business management software. Just like the car replaced horses with 50 horsepower, MusicSoft gives you 50 staff power, doing for you what a private staff of 50 employees would otherwise do to operate your music teaching business, allowing you to convert those boring and wasteful non chargeable hours into profitable chargeable hours doing what you love. And depending on your hourly rate, you could teach just 20 hours a week. 20 hours. 20 hours a week, which is half a work week. That's it. And be making a six-figure income. That's over $100,000, by the way, just 1 year from now. So go to musicsoft.net, fill out the contact form, or give us a call. We're very friendly. We'll give you a demonstration of the software and we'll just get you set up. You'll do the invoicing, scheduling, client onboarding, payment, recurring payment notification. It's going to be amazing. So, your private music instructor. So, who's got the real job now?
We've got the real job now.
Yeah, we have the real job.
Good morning,
I'm sorry,
everybody.
everybody else is getting fired, but we've got the real job. Everybody else is getting replaced by AI and AB and BI and all this kind of stuff. IB and whatever. Who's got the real job? We do. We do. When you were young, you said, I want to be a musician. And they said, do you have something to fall back on? And they said, yeah, private music instruction.
That's right. Recently I just came across a very short video. Somebody programmed the robot to play the violin. And the person who, I guess, brought the robot out in the exhibition was trying to make a point. Oh, look at us. We can make the robot play the violin. But it sounds awful. It proves the opposite of what they're trying to prove. Everybody who went up and listened to the robot playing the violin immediately realized how awful it sounds. And that just shows you can't be replaced by a robot. It does not work. It will not work. Congratulations. You, as a musician, as a music teacher, cannot be replaced by a robot.
The robot was not even pretty, in my personal opinion. I mean, if you're going to have a robot play the violin, doll it all up, put the lipstick on and, put the silicone over it and, make it. No, we don't want to do that because then you wouldn't realize there's a robot and you think, this is awful. That's the point. If they dolled it all up, you wouldn't watch it because you think this is no good. It doesn't have expression, doesn't have articulation. It's like listening to a hurdy-gurdy. No, well, hurdy-gurdies, they can be beautiful
They can be
instruments.
pretty expressive.
Yeah, they can be expressive.
Yeah. See, the thing is, everybody, all these decades and decades, everybody's opinion on musicians is, oh, the musicians are deadbeats. Okay. If you go into a grocery store and they have a magazine and it says musician on it, is never a good looking person that's nicely groomed and wearing this beautiful gown or a nice suit tailored from some British tailor store. It's always the guy who looked like he's never washed his hair and he's got his shirt all messed up, unironed, and the tie that's too thin for him, or a girl who's kind of like in her jogging outfits. But that's not the musician image. That's only a very small segment of people. That's not the representation that we are. You can't represent all musicians out there. That's not what I look like. That's not what Johnny looks like. But for some reason, the publications, they choose that image to put it out there because for decades and decades and decades, everybody thinks, oh, that's a musician. When you say, hey, so and so in my family is a musician, the first thing people think about is, oh, that person has no job.
Yeah.
Or
Do they at least have a tent?
I know, or that person is just, hasn't gotten their life figured out or something like that, which is so untrue. And if you think about it, at least from my
It's true for some of them, but that's also true for doctors and attorneys.
that exactly, that's
They're
true for
divorced and in debt.
every single industry. There is the people who are successful and there's the people who can't make it. If it doesn't matter if you're a doctor, if you're an accountant,
Yeah,
or if you're a car mechanic.
the problem with keeping up with the Joneses is that the Joneses are going broke.
But the problem is, when you're in school and they're trying to teach you the famous painter and the famous musician in history, they always teach you the ones that's famous but end up in a very bad position at the
Cutting
end of their life.
cutting off their ear.
Yeah, they teach you Van Gogh and they teach you Mozart and Beethoven.
Ooh,
They have good music, but they're trying to use them as a bad example for you. And you're look at how Mozart ended up. Look at how Beethoven ended up. Look at how Van Gogh ended up. You don't want to be an artist, but they never ever ever teach you the positive examples
because of their
of the
lifestyles.
ones who actually made it, who are successful. They don't teach you Purcell.
Yeah, like Salieri.
They didn't tell you that they lived the rest of their life in the king's palace and they have a full pension and they could just do whatever they wanted.
I love that film. That laugh.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
it's like it's almost like it's deliberate.
We
They
can't
want
say
to
it
say,
we'll get
hey,
taken down.
hey, hey, you can't be a musician, you can't make it as an artist, so let me teach you all the bad examples.
Or Handel.
I know. It
Handel was all in with the Queen, and he had the contract with the Queen, and he had the opera house. He was a business. Handel was a businessman. Okay, they don't tell you that. They
That's
don't.
right.
They don't tell you that. They just tell you how good his music was.
Or Da
And they
Vinci.
tell
He
you
was a
wrote Messiah
businessman
in 23
too.
days. Da Vinci was a businessman. That's right.
They're good at their trade. They're good musician. They're good artists, but also they know how to give their clients what they want.
You have to be sharp. When you're a music teacher, a private music instructor, you are three things. You are a musician, you are a teacher, and you are a business person. And if you just focus on being a musician, or just, you kind of half focus on being a teacher, but you don't really have the teaching techniques that we're telling you here, you don't have your and then you don't have your policies set up, you don't have your invoicing, you're not going to make it. Eventually you're going to burn out. But if you use MusicSoft, you're not going to burn out, you're going to thrive, and you're going to love what you do. You will absolutely love what you do.
That's right. And let's say when you get a phone call from a prospect, somebody's calling you, or a neighbor come down to you and say, "Hey, I'm interested in lessons." How does that work? Most people, they don't know what to ask. They don't know what to expect if they've never taken lessons before. Now, I have had people when I call and I have no idea about their industry and say, "Hey, how does it work?" The first thing they say to me is, "What questions do you have for me?" And that just puts me in a very uncomfortable position. What questions do I have? I don't know what to ask you. I was hoping you could tell me.
Yeah, what questions should I have? I don't know anything at all.
I don't know anything at all. Can you tell me? And then they get all tongue twisted and they don't know where to start to begin to tell me. And they get frustrated with me and they say, "Well, what do you want to know?" And the conversation kind of just stops there. And I usually don't go with the people who handle the phone like that. All right. You are supposed to be the person who's
when
most
when you're
knowledgeable.
clarify, when you're the prospect calling a service provider that you need,
Right,
and
right.
that service provider is like, well, what questions do you have for me? Would you like to buy?
Exactly. When I'm seeking a service and I am the customer, and I was always looking for the other side who provides the service to kind of explain to me how it works and walk with me and guide me through the process and baby steps. Now, music teachers, you all out there, do you have your process down? Do you know what to say and how to guide your prospects through so that you can get to that final yes answer and get them in the door for your lessons.
It's like, remember when we were younger and we all went go-karting? I think I'm worried I'm much louder than you. I feel like, hope these levels are okay. Remember when we were younger and we all would go-karting, right? We get in those little go-karts and go, and they got the tires all around us, and the tires were the track. The the company set up all these tires, and you went around this track that was, you had tires on your left and tires on your right, and that's how you knew where to go. Imagine you went go-karting, right? And you're racing against the other people. Imagine you went go-karting and there were no tires. There was just a big open parking lot, and they just put you all in the go-kart and they said, go. Well, at that point, it's bumper cars, right? But you're in a go-kart, you're not in a bumper car. So it's going to be a massive disaster. Right? When somebody calls you on the phone, when somebody calls you on the phone, um, you um, come to talk for a moment. Just come back for it.
Yeah, well, when somebody calls you on the phone, you have to guide them. Okay. And when I say guide them, specifically, there is a set of rules and a way of speaking that you should be employing to guide them, because people, when they call you, they have their questions and their doubts, and which is the right thing to do, because there's just so many things out there that's not trustworthy. So you want to demonstrate that you are professional, you know what you're doing, you know what you're talking about, and you don't just come out and say, hey, I know what I'm doing, I've been doing this forever, you should just trust me. Obviously you can't just say that, because anybody can say that. Scam artists out there can say, I've been doing this forever, you should just trust me. So, how do you say, I'm professional, I've been doing this, I know what I'm doing, without actually using those words? You use guide questions, and you guide your prospects through one question after the other. Don't let them take charge of the conversation when they call you. You take the charge by asking a number of leading questions, and every answer to those leading questions is going to be yes.
You have to control the conversation. Sorry, there was a situation I had to go see. Imagine that they just put you in the go kart and they put you in the parking lot and say go, and there's no track. You don't know where to go. You don't. That doesn't make any sense. You're like, I'm not participating in this. When somebody calls you, you have to have that track set up. It's got to already be set up for them. All right. And MusicSoft has a prospect intake page where you just follow the questions on the screen. So if you don't have your own track, if you're kind of like fumbling for words when you're on the phone, you guide them through this track. It's like the go-kart. You know where to go, and they know where to go. They know what the end goal is. Look, they want the lessons. When they call, if you're not used to having the type of proper patter, we call it patter, being able to speak on the phone, being able to talk on the fly, answer the questions. If you haven't developed that yet, if you don't have your process, if you don't have your track down, it's going to be, they're not going to get to the goal. They want you. I had an uncle who sold cars at one point, and my brother and I were talking with him, and we were like, what is it about the people? Everybody thinks used car sales guys are kind of slimy and everything. I mean, how do you sell cars? When used car sales have such a bad rep. And he said, listen, when the people come in, they want you to sell them a car. Okay, they want to buy the car. They need you to give them the justification for the car. All right. They want you to buy that. They want you to sell them the car. And that kind of always stuck with me. When somebody calls you, now some people are calling you, they don't want lessons. They just want to harass you. When somebody calls you and the first thing they say is, how much are your lessons? I had somebody yesterday. How much are your lessons? Uh, you can't afford it. I can tell you that right now. When they say how much are your lessons, say, what are you looking at? They're probably wasting your time because they've already seen your website. They already know how much your lessons are, or they have. I mean, my QR code is right there on the ad. They haven't even. They can't even spend a minute to go look at my website and click on the tuition button. How are they going to spend any time on their own child's education. I mean, it's unfortunately you get these suspects, but if you have a prospect, a real prospect on the phone, they want you to sell them the lesson. They want to take the lesson, but they're afraid, they're confused, they're worried. How am I going to justify this cost to my husband? Blah, 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 blah. But they want you to lead them. And so you've got to lead them. You have to really know your track. You keep them on that track. And I had somebody, it was yesterday, the day before, a prospect that we've had so many people calling. It's amazing. Thank goodness we have music soft. So somebody called me, and I guess this woman was an individual who she was a captain. She was very used to giving orders and started asking me, like, she had her track. Like, I couldn't even get control of the conversation. She just started asking me, and I didn't have my screen up. I was pulling my screen up, and usually while I pull the screen up, I say, let me just get my computer screen up here, and then they wait. I should probably have some music on hold for that or something. But she just started asking me questions, and she started going through and like had her thing. But I was ready. Tell me, so if somebody asks me, tell me about your studio. Tell me about your studio.
Tell me about your studio.
I've been teaching for 7 years full time. Oh my gosh, 7 years. I haven't even updated this. This is the objections module. It's right here on the prospect intake date. We haven't updated this in 2 years. I haven't even read this in 2 years because we're so good at what we do when people call us on the phone because of MusicSoft. All right, I have to change this. Tell me about your studio again.
Tell me about your studio.
I've been teaching for 9 years full time. We teach with a foundational approach. Instead of teaching songs and skipping ahead, we teach the rudiments of the instrument. We make sure the student masters each foundational concept before progressing to the next concept. My students do very well. I teach one new concept a week. So after 1 year, the student has mastered 52 concepts, including both physical ability on the instrument as well as foundations of music theory. After 4 years of lessons in our studio, your son will be an accomplished player. That's how you need to answer that question when somebody says, tell me about your studio. They're looking for you. Now, what you've done is you've put them at ease. You've calmed them down. And so you want to be on this track. You have to guide them smoothly toward the final goal, which is taking payment through the credit card over the phone, because you're not scheduling your time until you take payment over the phone. Okay, and we're gonna go through exactly how to do that.
And don't feel uncomfortable reading off the screen. You might feel like, oh, this is so awkward. Obviously, they can tell I'm reading from the screen, and that's just so weird. Well, you know what? It's
They don't care.
actually not weird. They're expecting you to know what you're talking about, and they don't care if you're just talking from your knowledge through your head or if you're talking through a screen. All they want to know is that whatever question they have for you, you have an answer. If you're fumbling when they ask you a question, you don't know what to say, their first impression is you've never gotten this question before, or you've never thought this question through before.
So you don't have the experience.
So you don't have the experience. And most likely they're asking the common questions about what you're doing and your job. And if you can't even answer that, then they won't trust you. They're just going to assume that you're not really sure how to do your own job
And
and you don't know what you're doing, and you're obviously not going to be able to teach their children properly.
you may not know what you're doing. I'm sorry to tell you that, but I mean, if you don't have MusicSoft, you at least don't know what you're doing in business, because you've got to have a business. I'm sorry to say that. You've got to have a business system if you want to take what you do seriously.
When you teach music lesson, I know some teachers, they don't really question anything when you have that initial phone call, and you think, oh, when the students come in, they'll tell me. But that doesn't help you to convert that prospect into a client. Obviously, and it certainly doesn't convert that person from the one lesson to a long-term client, because you want to be prepared when they come in. You want to know how long they've been playing their instrument, if they had any lessons prior. You want to know what books they've been using before they come into your studio. You want to know what their expectations are, why they want to play this instrument. You want to know if they have an instrument already at home. And all this information equip you so that when they do come in, you're ready for them. You know exactly where they're coming from, you know how to work with them, and they're going to be so first lesson when they take with you. Now, you can't write all this stuff down on a sheet of paper and expect to keep a record of that somewhere. You need to keep track of all the people who call you and all the information, everything. The parents, they love telling you about their children. And when they call you, you might think, oh, well, they must have a lot of questions for me. So I'm just going to let them ask their questions. Sure, they have questions for you, but they're going to get their answers not through asking you questions. They're actually going to get their answers through you asking them questions. That might seem very odd, but that's actually the way it is. For instance, a lot of the times I have people, they call me and they say, hey, I'm interested in lessons. How does that work? They're asking you a question. My answer is, are you looking for music lessons for a child or adult? What instrument are you looking? I'm answering them with a question because I need information to answer them. So then they're going to tell me, oh, I'm looking for my daughter. We're interested in piano. And then um, ask them another question. Oh, do you have a piano at home? Has the child taken piano lessons before? How long has the child been taking lessons prior? And what books are they using? What pieces are they playing? Are they using both hands yet? Asking all these questions demonstrate that you're experienced, you know what you're doing, and then you have to have a method of writing all the answers down when they give you the answer, which is exactly the reason you need Music Soft.
Yeah, you have to type it. You can't sit there and I've adjusted the volumes. I hope this is okay. We'll see in the end. You can't sit there and scribble all of this down on a pad. You have to type it, right? Because you can type much faster than you can write. So if somebody starts saying, "Yeah, my son goes to George Washington Middle School. He's taking lessons from he's in orchestra class with Mr. Smith. He's in fifth grade, and they just start going on, and then you say, "What book are they using?" And they say, "Oh, they're using the Essential Elements." Oh, good. You just start type it all down. He has a violin. We got it from a pawn shop. I don't know if it's any good. Blah 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 blah. You type it all down, and when they come in for their first lesson, you go and review the notes on the account, and you know all of the information. And they're like, wow, this guy, they really pay personal service. This is custom personal service. This is phenomenal because you've been typing it all down on the MusicSoft prospect intake page. And remember, MusicSoft is a portal through your website. So if your website is whatever the name of your town, Smithfield Jones Lessons.com, and then somebody goes to Smithfield Jones Lessons, or you go to Smithfield Jones Lessons and you log in because there's two fields there, the username and password right there on your website. And then you log in and you have your dashboard menu and you click prospect intake when that phone calls. And by the way, we've left our phone on here. So if we get a prospect calling, you're going to hear us take this prospect. You're going to see how we do it. So we'll see if somebody calls or not. And then you go to the page and there's a track and it's got the questions and they just go boom, 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 boom. Somebody calls you up on the phone. Well, you know what? We're gonna take a break. Let's take the break and then we'll come back and we'll actually go through an actual how we would do the phone call for them right after the break. Did you want to say something?
Oh, that was perfect. Let's do that.
All right, we will be right back.
I like cheddar, I like brie. I enjoy it by myself or with company. I could make a career out of tasting Gruyere, or dates and herbs and rosemary and Havarti. Bring me blue cheese, honey,
Music teachers, tutors, private music instructors, how would you like to earn a six-figure salary in the next 365 days? We did it, and in the next 60 seconds, we'll show you exactly how. What would you do with a six-figure salary? Pay off your bills? Take a much-deserved vacation? Move out of your mother's house? Buy that luxury car that's been on your mind? Or boat? You're already doing what you love, which is music, but you've probably found that after getting a handful of students, you're spending more time doing administrative work than actual teaching. You don't employ an administrative assistant, so you need a system that does that tedious work for you. But the business management software systems are designed for big corporations with big budgets. Until now, finally, you, the individual private music instructor, now have access to the powerful business suite of tools previously only available to big corporations with deep pockets. Introducing MusicSoft, your private music instructor business management software. Just like the car replaced horses with 50 horsepower, MusicSoft gives you 50 staff power, doing for you what a private staff of 50 employees would otherwise do to operate your music teaching business, allowing you to convert those boring and wasteful non chargeable hours into profitable chargeable hours doing what you love. Manage your client base with MusicSoft's prospect intake and legally binding contract creation modules. No more weekly or month to month payments where clients don't pay or quit on you midterm. Instead, use MusicSoft's auto scheduling flexible invoicing component. Watch all your scheduling woes melt away with MusicSoft's integrated concurrent drag and drop scheduler. From automated invoicing, lesson notification, multi user account management, and reports that keep your finger on the pulse of your business, and so much more. You will soon expand your private instruction studio to its full capacity with seemingly no effort at all, allowing you to do what you actually want to do, your true love and passion. My true love and passion, music, not administrative clerical work. After all, you could do that for a big corporation at a fraction of your potential income using MusicSoft. And depending on your hourly rate, you could teach just 20 hours a week, which is only half a work week, and be making a six-figure salary just 1 year from now. So contact us today to schedule your free demonstration to see how our MusicSoft private music instructor management system can allow you to achieve your goals and dreams. And if you already have a music school or you manage other teachers and assign them students, MusicSoft's faculty management and room scheduling system will make managing your professional music studio smooth as butter. You have already taken the first step by beginning your private music teaching business. Now, expand your client base without the administrative nightmare that otherwise comes with client expansion while doing business with paper. Instead, use MusicSoft, which is consumer grade business management software. Contact us today for your free demonstration and watch your business magically transform from difficult to easy literally overnight. MusicSoft systems for private music teachers and music studios. Contact us today at musicsoft.net. That's musicsoft.net.
I like cheddar, I like brie. I enjoy it by myself or with company. I could make a career out of tasting Gruyere, or dates and herbs and rosemary and Havarti. Bring me blue cheese, honey, and by the way, a glass of port with figs and almonds make my day. You're very well cultured, take a taste of goat cheese And lobster tail with Chardonnay will bring me to my knees. Jazz and wine is on the menu tonight. Parmesan and Swiss mixed tortellini feel right. So bring up to my love mozzarella that's soft, with olive oil, basil, and a truffle delight.
All right, we are back.
We are back.
Take it away.
So, when you get that prospect calling you, let's say, all right, fine, Luna, you told me to write down all the information. I'm getting all of their information, but then what? How do I get them in the door? How do I actually get them to commit to coming in? I can't just ask them, "Would you like to come in today?" Well, right, you can't just say, "Would you like to come in today?" And of course, when you ask a yes or no question to a prospect,
No.
they're always gonna say no. Even if the answer is really yes in their mind, they're gonna say no to you.
And why is that? Because what you're asking them is, would you like to pull money out of your wallet and give it to me? And the answer is no. That's what they're hearing. I know you're asking, would you like me to give you a music lesson? What they're hearing is, would you like me to give you money?
Exactly.
Would you like to round up to 100?
Now keep in mind that they really do want to sign up for music lessons. So how do you ask that question? You don't ask them. You say,
You assume they're already taking the lesson.
right, you ask them a leading question, and you ask them the kind of question that no matter what they say, the answer is yes. So you say, does weekends work better or does weekday work better?
Or you can ask an open question. Yeah. Yeah. So actually, we have the yes or no thing. It works a little bit. And that's kind of like an old school, 70s, 80s type of technique. They call it the Britannica Encyclopedia thing. Hi, do you live here? Yes. Oh, are you interested in it? Do you believe in higher education? Yes. Oh, blah blah. And then you go through that, 80 questions, and at the end you're purchasing a $5,000 encyclopedia set. That's the whole yes or no question. You want to ask them questions that answer yes, but it's kind of old school to have the entire setup that it's all just a bunch of yes questions. They'll kind of lead on to that you're doing that. It's more of a mix of open-ended questions, rather than yes questions, like or binary questions like, are you looking for lessons for yourself or for a child? Now, the reason that works so well is because once they answer the question, they've already given you the ammunition, right? They've already committed to taking a lesson. I'm looking for lessons for a child. All right. Well, now you got them to just say, I want to register for a lesson without asking them, would you like to take a lesson? And that's important for the psychology.
Exactly. And you ask them, you don't say, would you like to sign up for register for a lesson? You say, what time works for you? And then they usually just the parents, they'll just, oh, let me pull up my calendar, let me see. And they're going to just start planning for coming for a lesson, and that's how you do it. But again, you have to have your schedule available, which is why you need MusicSoft, because MusicSoft gives your entire calendar on your computer screen. So you see all of your availabilities, you see when you're teaching, you see when you're not teaching, you see when you're available. So when that parent is finding their calendar and they're going through and they're saying, oh, do you have Tuesday? Do you have Thursday? You have everything that you can see and you could coordinate that. And that is going to be the key to getting them to commit to coming in on that initial phone call.
So let's go through it. I've got the music prospect intake page. Can you hear me all right?
Yes,
It's good. The level's okay.
it's great.
I've got the MusicSoft prospect. Go to musicsoft.net and check us out. Contact us so you can get the software that we're basically demoing for you how we get prospects, how we turn prospects into clients. And if you don't turn prospects into clients, There's nothing that you can do for them. You can't help them in any way get to what they want to do. You can't help them achieve their life goals. So, do you want to be the music teacher?
You be
And
the music
I'll
teacher.
be the music teacher.
Yeah.
Okay. Bring. Thank you for calling Bender Music. My name is Johnny. With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Hi, my name is Luna. I'm looking for music lessons for my daughter.
Certainly, Luna. And Luna, may I get your last name as well?
My last name is Bender.
All right. Luna Bender. Oh, look, we just doxed ourselves. They're gonna find us. They're gonna find us. Okay.
Oh,
Let's see. Luna, are you looking for lessons for yourself or for a child?
this is for a child.
A child. And how old is the child, if you don't mind my
The
asking?
child is 6 years old.
6 years old. So that's a tough calculation. 20, what are we in? 23. So that would be 2017, correct?
Yes.
All right. And what instrument is the child looking to take lessons on?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe is 6 year old good for starting piano lessons? How early can you start them?
6-year-old is a perfect age to start piano lessons. That's an excellent age. And what is the name of the child who's going to be taking piano lessons?
It's gonna be James.
James. That's James, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And is the last name also Bender?
It's Smith.
James Smith. Very well. Okay. And you said this is a beginner student. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's never had any lessons. I mean, he's seen some music, other people playing, and that's what triggered his interest.
And does James have a piano or a keyboard at home?
We don't have any keyboard. Is
Yeah.
there something we should be getting?
Well, we don't. So, as a matter of our policy, we don't personally recommend, we don't officially recommend any particular keyboard. That's really between you and the salesperson when you go to the store, and they'll be able to demonstrate all of the features of the keyboards or the pianos. So that's really up to you. But what we do is we give lessons, and we're quite good at that. Generally, what days are good for lessons for you? And the morning, daytime, or evening?
Actually, I think Tuesday or Thursday evenings are best for me. Do you have anything Tuesday evening?
Okay, let's see. Today is Friday, November 3rd. This Tuesday is November 7th. So we actually are not teaching this Tuesday because it's a holiday. We follow the county school calendar, and they've got a holiday. I believe it's election day. I better go vote. So I believe it's election day. So we're not teaching this Tuesday. We do teach on Tuesdays, however. So if you want to sign up long term, we could take a look at the calendar for Tuesdays. But for this coming week, is there another time that would work for you?
How about Thursday? Do you have anything Thursday evening?
All right, let me check my schedule. I've got it right up here. I'm teaching, I've got lessons at 5 and 6. However, Luna is available. She's got a 5 o'clock. She's available at either 4 o'clock p.m. this Tuesday, November 9th, or 6 p.m. Does one of those work for you?
Yeah, I think probably 4 o'clock will work. How long are the lessons?
4 o'clock. All right, let me just put this in real quickly. Uh, let's see. Tuesday, November 9th, 4 p.m. Let's see, unless you want 4 a.m., but that's going to be a little early. So for a 6-year-old, the lessons for a 6-year-old, we recommend hour-long lessons for a 6-year-old. Now, some 6-year-olds may need a half-hour lesson. If the child is 7, it would be an hour-long lesson. For 6, it really depends on the temperament of the child, and be you would know more about whether or not your child whether or not James would be able to handle a full hour-long lesson. We try to go for the full hour-long lessons, but for the young ones, sometimes with their attention span, a half hour is better. So it's up to you.
Okay, well, maybe let's try a half-hour lesson to see how that goes.
Very well. Half-hour lesson. Okie doke. And that's going to be with Luna, I think. All right, I'm just filling out a couple fields, which room you're going to be in over here. All right, fabulous. And what is a good email address where we can send your invoice, Luna, Miss Bender?
Oh, it's Luna123 at blah blah blah.com.
Luna123 at blah. That's BLAH Bravo Llama Alpha Harriet 3 times in a row. Is that correct? .com.
Yes, that is
I've
correct.
never heard of that
Thank you for
service.
getting that
That's a new one.
right.
I'm going to have to check that. I need a new email. Let's see. And is this the best number that you're calling from? That would be yeah, the number I'm seeing on my phone here. That's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10.
Yes, that's my phone number.
6 7 8 9. Okay. 7 8 9 10. Looks like the field only wants 7 numbers there. All right. And what is a good billing address for you?
Oh, billing address is 123 Main Street.
What? Oh, you're right downtown.
I
Look at that. I
know.
think the mayor lives there. Let's see. 123 Main Street, and that's going to be Springfield, USA. Okay. And the zip code is going to be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. That's a nice area down there. And how did you hear about us, Luna?
Oh, I saw a sign on the side of the road that says music lessons, and I just scanned the QR code.
Was that the sandwich board that was downtown? Was that a yard sign by the traffic light over there?
Oh, I think it was. I saw both of them at some point. I saw yours. Oh, that's your sign. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw your yard sign driving, and then I did see the sandwich board.
Yeah, that's one of our students on the side. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so to confirm, I have James Smith booked for an initial piano lesson on November 9th, 2023 at 4 p.m. for a 30-minute lesson at $45. You'll receive an email confirmation at luna123 at blah, blah, blah.com containing your invoice and our studio address. We look forward to serving you for music lessons and to secure your spot in our schedule so that nobody else is able to take that spot. I can take a payment over the phone when you're ready. And I'm going to say this right here. You should have received an email at your luna123 at blah, blah, blah.com already. I don't know if you can check that on your phone, but it will be there with our studio address.
Ah, just got it on my phone. That's perfect.
All right. And I can take a payment when you're ready.
Okay, do you take credit card?
We do take credit card, yes.
Perfect.
Okie doke. Give me one moment here. Going to the payment. And what is that card number? Is it 4111 followed by a bunch of other ones?
Yes, that's my card number.
All right, read the card number to me, please.
4111 1111 1111 1111.
All right. And expiration date on the card?
1111.
uh,
Well, actually, that would be
3011.
And
And the CVV?
the CVV is 000.
000. Okay, good. That's all right. I'm just going to put in a description here. Okay, good for initial lesson. And I am going to check the invoice here. That's going to be $45. I'm going to charge your card right now.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, and I've gone ahead and done that. In a minute, you should receive the invoice right there on your phone. You'll receive a lesson notification on Wednesday before the Thursday the 9th and on Thursday. If you want to change that first email there has your username and login to the website. You can go ahead and log into the website and click on options, and you'll be able to change your notification options. So if you prefer not to be notified or if you want to be notified one day in advance or whatever it is, you can go in. And you can also see our full schedule online as well when you log in. So we look forward to seeing you and James at 6 p.m. with a first piano lesson with Luna on Thursday.
Wow, thank you. This is very exciting.
All right, you have a wonderful day, Luna.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There you go. That is why you have to have MusicSoft. This system is so amazing. I can't say it enough. The system is amazing.
The system is amazing.
We should make one of those, like, put you to sleep videos. MusicSoft is amazing. MusicSoft is amazing. MusicSoft is amazing. And just kind of like brainwash people. Go to musicsoft.net. and give us a call. Give us a call, and we're friendly people. We'll give you a demo of the system, but honestly, every time we introduce a new module in the system, our our income goes up, and we're able to help all these students.
And another thing is we want to see you successful. You as music teachers out there, all of the challenges that you're running into, we want to use the system. I want you to see you use the system to resolve those challenges. We want to see you grow your studio. We want to see you grow your income. We want to see you become successful and living comfortably and just enjoying your life. And you be able to go back to those people who say, huh, you're a musician, and say, I've got the real job now.
I've got the
Right.
real job now.
Exactly. And MusicSoft, these questions, these are the questions and the things that you have to write down anyways. With or without MusicSoft, at some point when you're dealing with your client, you're going to go through these questions if you're a responsible teacher and a business owner. And if you want to really know your students, really know your clients, these you're going to write them down here and you're going to have a sheet of paper. And at some point, you're going to lose a sheet here, lose a sheet there. MusicSoft tracks all of that for you. Matter of factly, we had a person who called us on the phone and I started on the prospect intake page, and it dawned on me that I think I've heard that name before because I remember vaguely writing and putting this name in the system prior a few months ago. So I just went into the system and I did a search, and sure enough, the mother's name came right up in the system. She was already in the system. She had called 6 months prior to the phone call we were on at the moment. And so I pulled up her information, and there it is. All the notes are in there. Her daughter was looking for violin lessons. She's been playing for 2 years and is kind of having a lot of difficult time with it. And so, without the mother telling me on the phone, she doesn't even remember she's called us once already. I said, "Yeah, I remember you. Your daughter, she's been playing for two and a half years now. What repertoire is she working on?" You were
And
telling
you
me.
know the name of the daughter
I
too.
know the name of the daughter. I know how old she was. I was like, oh, wasn't she working with the school orchestra? And she was working on book one in the middle of the page here. And the mom, it just blew her mind. She's like, oh, I can't believe you remember us. And that feeling
We don't. It's music soft.
from the
We remember.
customers and we do remember the conversation that we had, and so you are just appearing to be such an organized, professional, successful music studio when you have all that information available, and every little bit demonstrates that you're a professional help. It creates this beautiful image of you in the parents' mind that their children can be handed to you in your hands, and they're going to be successful with their instruments.
Especially these days, when they drop their children off, they'll stay for the first couple of times, but you want to establish that kind of trust at the beginning, because I'll tell you, I wouldn't hand my children off to. There's very few people I would hand my children off to, and so if they're going to hand their children off to you, they need that confidence. They need you to instill that confidence in them on that phone call, and that's how you do it. When it shows that you care. Remember, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So it's very important. And you're going to teach these students and you're going to make such an incredible difference in their lives. And the way we know that is because all of our teachers made such an incredible difference in our lives. I went to a one of these conducting symposium, not a symposium, a conducting workshop. Uh, was it this year? Earlier this year? Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah,
this
it was
year.
this year. I went to a conducting workshop with my teacher who taught me decades ago, 2 decades ago, when I was in college. And there he was teaching me again, grabbing my arm. You still, that's what we do, right? They make such an incredible, and it was great to go up and see him. And it's, you're with these people for life, just like you're with your instructors for life. And you go back into town where you went to school and you go and meet up with coffee, at the Grand Traverse Pie Company. So, um, but it's you're going to make such a difference in these lives, but you can't make a difference in anybody's life if they don't register. you have to have this registration process down. You have to be sharp when you're in business. You really have to be sharp, all right? You've got to be a shrewd business person, and that way you can get the clients what they need. You can get the students what they need. How much money do you want to earn? When we ask you this, when we ask people this question, how much money do you want to earn? Everybody always requests, "Ooh, money, money, that's so dirty. Oh, we don't want to talk about money. It's so uncomfortable." No, it isn't. Get comfortable talking about money. People who are successful in business are comfortable talking about money. When I go somewhere, I meet a business person, we start talking about money. Okay, there's nothing wrong. Money is just a medium of exchange. It allows you to put a value on your good or service during a medium of exchange. You're giving them a service that's important, and they're giving you money. Okay, if you charge $50 an hour, which I think is on the low end. I think that's on the national low end. I think the national average starts at 60 or something like that. But and even that's for rural areas and stuff. If you're in the city, or if your schedule is booked, you're going to be raising your price, right? With MusicSoft, you're going to end up booking your schedule, and then your price is automatically going to raise because there's going to be competition for those time slots that you have available, and people are going to sense that, and they're going to know it, and they're going to know the value. They're going to see their child coming out of your music lessons, going into school, becoming a better reader, going to the top of their class, not just in music. After a couple of semesters, they'll go to the top of their class in other subjects as well, and they're going to know the value of your lessons. All right, there's a reason people send their children to private school, right? Well, they're sending them to you for education as well, and that music education that you give them permeates into all of their academic studies. So you can charge for your service, and you're getting better at your service. You're getting better. MusicSoft allows you to register people for the full semester, so you don't have to worry about that one particular individual lesson and are they going to come back next week. They're coming back next week because they're registered for the semester. Okay, they're registered, and we went through the prospect intake form. Now we didn't go through our process for registering people for the semester, but it is just as smooth. It is just as smooth. We do it after the first or second lesson. We get them registered for the semester. They're going to have the recital at the end of the semester. And you can now relax because you have the full semester. You have the first half of the semester to teach, to level up on their technique. And then you have the second half of the semester to zero in on their recital piece so that you can show that off for the parents. And they love that. They come with their cell phones. So you're going to be charging money for your service. What you do is valuable. If you charge $50 an hour and you teach a 40-hour work week, which is a normal work week, you're earning $100,000. I want you to think about that for a moment. If you charge $100 an hour and you teach half a work week, you're making $100,000 a year. Think about that. Do you have a credit card with a couple $1,000s on it? How would you like to get rid of that credit card? How would you like the credit card companies to send you things in the mail saying, "Hey, would you like more credit?" How would you like the car companies to be sending you something in the mail because they see your finance somehow or another. These people see our finances, and they do a search on us, and they see, "Hey, would you like to buy a car? Would you like to buy a boat? Would you like to go on vacation?" And how would you like the opportunity to say, "Yes, I would like to buy a new car. Yes, I would like to buy a BMW. Yes, I would like to buy a boat. I would like to go on vacation. I would like to take a cruise. I would like to go meet up with my sister, my crazy sister in California, and I can afford that, and I can go first class. Yes, I would like to buy that leather chair that I've been meaning to buy that nice desk, to do what you want, to go to the steakhouse in town, and I would like to level up on my standard of living." And you can do that. You can do that if you get MusicSoft. But if you don't get MusicSoft, you're not going to be able to do that. And I'm not telling you it's going to be difficult to do that. I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to do that. Okay, the school system has uh, a data system. School system wouldn't be able to run without computers. It doesn't make sense. You can't get the number of clients that you need to get to be able to do what you want to do if you don't have MusicSoft. MusicSoft was written of, by, and for music instructors. Okay, we developed this thing to build our business, and it runs our business so well, we're now offering it up to you.
We're really not holding back. We're giving you all of our experience, everything that we've either learned it or we've learned it the hard way or the easy way. We are all giving it to you because we want to see you successful. We want to see you music teachers out there become successful business people who have your own studio. You're making a difference in all these students' lives.
A thriving studio.
Exactly. And you know what? Every other person out there, they secretly want to learn an instrument. Some people, yeah, maybe they want to do sport. They have a sibling, they have a family member, they want to do music. We've talked to so many people who have quote one of these real jobs and they say, "I envy you.
I
I wish
envy
I
you.
could just do music all day long." How do you do
They
that?
say, I was going to say, they say, how do you do that?
Yeah, how do you do that?
It's
We're
MusicSoft. That's how we
telling
do it.
you
This is how
right
we do it.
now. And
If we
and
weren't selling you MusicSoft, we wouldn't be telling you any of our secrets. These are our trade secrets.
yeah, and so they say, I wish I could be like you. I wish I could do that. Well, you can now with MusicSoft. You really can do what you love in life. And doing what you love is just really a beautiful thing. Because I've had people who said to me they're doing their job, but it's not what they love, and every day is just miserable. So, music teachers, please get MusicSoft, become successful, make an impact on these students out there. There are a lot of people out there who want to learn music, and you know what you're doing in music, you may as well get become an expert using MusicSoft, becoming a great business person.
What would you do with $100,000? A yearly income of $100,000. If you're only getting by on $50,000 or $40,000 right now, imagine having $60,000 sitting in your bank account. How comfortable would you be? So give us a call. Okay, when you're in business, you have to be sharp. You have to be a musician, you have to be a good teacher, and you have to be good at business. And if you don't have those three pillars of what you're doing, those three pillars of the industry, then you're only operating on a couple cylinders. You're not operating on all six cylinders. So give us a call. Go to musicsoft.net. That's
Musicsoft.net.
sorry, let me do that again. I messed it up. Musicsoft.net.
Musicsoft.net.
That's musicsoft.net. Give us a call. We're Johnny and Luna, and we'll give you a demo of the software, and we're going to get you up and running, and we're going to make your standard of living very comfortable. Musicsoft.net. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.